So this is the first test batch of soap, and wow, things went a little awry towards the end, so stick around. I've always wanted to do one that has more coconut and olive, because everybody's like, oh, you have to put coconut oil in it, it suds up so much better. But according to everything I've read, the goat milk itself is actually what stops it from sudsing very well. So what I've done here is something that we don't normally ever do, and I've diluted the goat milk half and half with water. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Some people say that you can't tell the difference, others insist that you can. This batch that we're testing out here is going to be approximately 6.5 to 7% superfats, which is also less superfats than the soap we basically carry in stock. That's about 9 to 10% superfat, which is about as much as you can get without having a mold problem, because there's just too much unsaponified oils in it, so it kind of lowers its shelf life. And basically what's happening here is I was breaking up the fat that separates from when you have the lye going in there. That's what that stuff on the top was. And then I'm gonna mix it all together, but I want to keep the temperatures within 15 degrees of each other, so I had to reheat the oil. Now I'm kind of breaking up those fats because I was going to hit it with a stick blender, but my stick blender died. So I want to strain it through this to make sure that there's no lye crystals, which are basically pieces of lye that didn't fully dissolve. So I'm just kind of pushing the fats from the milk through so that I know that there's no crystals in them, because I want all those fats in the soap. Yeah, I sped this process up so fast when editing this video I can't hardly keep up with it. So, since my stick blender died, I decided to use my KitchenAid, because I have a stick blender down in the soap room that we use for small stuff like that, but I'm trying not to cross-contaminate, because we actually have quite a lot of customers that say that they can't buy soap from facilities who make coconut oil soaps in the same facility as they make their other non-coconut oil soaps, because these people are apparently deathly allergic to coconut. So I'm not doing any cross-contamination here. Everything from the soap room stayed in the soap room, and I'm using only stuff I have in my kitchen to do these tests. That piece of foam board there, that's actually what we use to cover the molds in the soap room, because we found it works really well to hold the extra heat in overnight for the full saponification to take place. The soap just turns out a lot better, way less problems. And we use that down in the soap room, so I just cut a small piece off of a scrap piece we had down there for that, and brought it up here and scrubbed it. Yeah, that wasn't quite a heavy enough trace to put the essential oils in. The oils that I'm using for that, yeah, see, that's better. But they have a tendency to kind of thicken it, so if you put them in too soon, you can end up with a volcano. Especially the sandalwood. And patchouli's not great for that either. But this mixture smells very good and very manly, almost like a cologne, which is what I was shooting for. We've been asked so many times to make more manly smells in the soaps, so. And here's where things start to go wacky. Guess what, folks? I made the mold way too small. I think it could do needs to be an extra 2 or 3 inches long. But I decided to go with it anyway, and I wanted the soap to be a lot darker, because it's a very kind of woodsy, manly scent, because it's got the cedar wood and everything in there with the sandalwood. So I was going to use the coconut oil, and I was going to try to do something fancy, cocoa powder. I was going to try to do something fancy, but instead I ended up just going with, let's just darken the soap And my brain was basically going, what did I do wrong in my math to screw up the mold this much? So I'm like, okay, we're going to go for dark soap with dark patches in it. And anything extra, I'm going to have to find something to put in. Because I don't have another mold up here. And I do not want it to set up in this bowl. It turned out looking pretty good from the top, but we'll have to wait and see what it looks like when we cut into it. That'll be in the next video, where we take it out of the mold and we slice it up and we run it through all the testing to see how it turns up. But luckily I found this sandwich meat, like Tupperware plastic container thingy. Those work pretty good when you have extra soap like this, and you can always just, run the test on that. Yeah, I can cut that into a bar, that'll work. Oh yeah, we got it. It's just going to be really dark. So don't forget, in a couple days we're going to post a part 2, and stay tuned. Like and subscribe. Bye.